When is Leia getting here? And don't even think about it. I get first hug.
No, boyfriend gets first hug.
I said first hug, not first hump.
I want hugs and humps.
Oh, let's get real. Grandma gets first hug.
Look who got the first hug. Please tell me why. Because in the front yard, and I love her. Came in through the window last night. Hey, Foot, want to go on a little trip? Sure, Red. I just hope it's up someone's ass. Oh, it is.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alrighty, what is up, my artists? Big impromptu review. I didn't think I'd be making this early. Like, I've been recording other reviews for Halloween special and whatever. That's probably already out by the time this review's out. And everything like that, but it is June, the end of June. I've been technically on a break for like over a month now. I need to, even though I'm recording stuff, I need to record some newer things too, because I covered that 90s show season 1, or part 1, I guess, and because they're doing it in parts now. But, and I was very critical of that. Season, part, fucking whatever. Normally, this is like one of the things that are like Netflix adjacent to me, because I have covered that 70s show the entirety, so the fact is I'm gonna have to cover all of that 90s show, and this is another part of me covering that 90s show, because apparently it's in parts. I still don't fucking get it. But nonetheless, I'm gonna cover all 8 episodes in this video. Don't know when this is gonna come out. It'll probably come out after fucking part 3 comes out, because part 3 comes out in October of this year. So this will probably come out after part 3, and I'll have to cover part 3 too as well. And that will probably come out later than expected, but you know, I'm on a break technically right now recording this, so you gotta give me some leeway here. But that 90s show, I'm gonna keep watching it. I didn't really wasn't too favorable last time I watched it. Maybe it's changed, maybe it's different, maybe it's gotten better. I don't know. We're gonna see. But let's get to the first episode, so I'm not dragging this out like a fucking, because I'm not like Quentin or what the fuck ever making all these. I know I make retrospectives and shit, but like I'm not trying to drag this out. I want to just get to the meat of the video, the meat and potatoes of the video, and fucking watch that 90s show. So, well, further ado, let's just go ahead and do that with the first episode right now. Alright, fucking part 2, episode 1. This is, why is it in parts, dog? I still don't understand why it's in parts. But, so far, I didn't mind the episode. It was called You Oughta Know. It wasn't terrible. Like, it wasn't, I feel like last season was more lackluster, or this has started off okay. So we'll see if it keeps getting better, but the point I'm trying to make is, I think this episode was okay at best. Kitty, Red, and fucking Donna all have great, like, roles in this episode. It's basically Kitty's trying to get Donna to move to Point Place, back to Point Place and shit. So that's basically the plot line and for their part of the episode. The other plot lines, there's two. One is Leia and fucking... See, I can't even remember the one dude's name, but my brain is just fucking whatever right now. The one that she tried to hook up with last season, at the end of last season, are trying to keep their affair type deal away from Nikki and Kelso. So that's their whole plot line. And then Ozzy, the only other plot line is Ozzy's just trying to win fucking Spice Girls tickets. That's basically the gist of it. I will say, like, the episode was okay. I didn't mind it. There was a few jokes that made me laugh. So far, it's better than last season, in my opinion. It started off rocky with some bright spots in the first season, and it seems like it's not, like, terrible in the second part. I'm just gonna call it fucking seasons, because this part shit is fucking stupid. But nonetheless, that's a Netflix thing to worry about. But fucking, let's go ahead and get to the next episode of season 2. On to that. Alright, season part what the fuck ever 2, episode number 2 of season / part 2 of That 90s Show. Is called Something to Talk About. God, this is so fucking confusing. Why they... I hate Netflix. I hate Netflix. Oh, man. This episode was about Leia and Nate, which I found out that the one person I forgot the name was Nate. For trying to make up with Nikki and Jay Kelso and shit. I will say, forgot to mention the last one, there's a new opening credits, which That 70s Show did a couple times, but not as frequent as season 1 to season 2. So that's a new thing. But basically, fucking, they do both make up with their significant others, fucking, but Nate breaks up with Nikki because he doesn't think they should be together. And that was the end of the episode. But I will talk about the side plots, because the only other side plot was the fact that fucking Bob is trying to move to Point Place in the house that Kitty was trying to get Donna and Eric to move into. But it's going to be Bob because they think it'd be better that way and whatever. So yeah, fucking Bob's moved in and he's gonna be like a main character now. It's whatever, I don't care. Alright, it's fine. This episode was kinda like whatever, you know? I didn't hate it, but I also didn't really think it was better than the last episode. I don't know. I think it's just because some of the acting, like, this doesn't, like, I enjoy some of it. There's some parts to it. There's some bright spots to some of it. But it just has everything this show has isn't that 70s show vibes. It gives me more of Netflix vibes. Like, it gives me Netflix sitcom vibes, and that irks me in a way. Like, it kind of irks me. So that's where I'm standing right now with this show. It's better than last season, but it still gives me more Netflix vibes than fucking that 70s show adjacent vibes, if that makes sense. Because I don't know. I think that's just how I'm feeling and what I think I'm feeling and shit. But I don't know, Netflix is a frustrating case for me, of course, so yeah. But let's get to the next episode, because I don't want to fucking wait at this point. Might as well just get to the next one. Alright, Season 2, Part 2, what the fuck ever, episode number 3 of that 90s show, Just Friends. Brain, like, this episode was a lot better. It's probably the best episode of the season so far. It was okay. It was about fucking Leia getting a job with Gwen, a Hot Topic, and we see the return of Mitch, aka played by Seth Green. So, another returning cast member, which was a nice cameo. I enjoyed the cameo. He is the owner of Hot Topic. I could hope he continues to be in the show, I would hope, because Mitch's character is one of the best new characters the later seasons of that 70s show. So I hope we can get more of Mitch. But basically, Mitch doesn't like the fucking whatever. I think it's Our Combi or what the fuck ever. I don't care. Fuck off. And basically, Gwen is dating one of them or whatever, and they both get fired because of that. So yeah, that's the last we see of that. And then the other two plot lines, Kitty and Red are in a rut, so they try some new things. New things don't work too well, so they go back to the old things. That's basically the gist of that. And then the other side plot was fucking the aftermath of Nate and Nikki's relationship ending, where Nate is really hurting and everything. So they go, like, Nate and Jay go and fucking watch a porno flick in the foreman's living room and try to copy it, and it gets stuck, so they decide to steal the VHS player, but they end up stealing the other stuff too, so it won't become suspicious. And it was whatever. I didn't really like that subplot. I really only liked the two other plots that were in the episode. It wasn't a bad episode. It was actually a lot better than the last one and better than the first one. So if they can keep this up, then I would say it would be pretty solid. But this is a really good episode. I enjoyed it. But on that note, let's get to the 4th episode of Part 2, Season 2, What the Fuck Ever. Right about now. Alright, Season / Part 2, Episode number 4 of that 90s show. This episode was called Hold My Hand. It wasn't as great as the last one. The plots were about Gwen and her love interest having a rocky relationship because of the fact that Gwen doesn't know how to have a relationship or whatever, and then by the end of the episode they are in a relationship and it's whatever. That's basically that part. Let's see. Kitty sprains her ankle and then thinks that Red is going to be taken care of by multiple other women instead of her, and that was that. There was a funny scene where Red is getting like a shake and bake lap dance, if you will, by Carmen Electra, who guest stars in this episode for that scene. And that was fine. But I mean, besides that, that was it. Wasn't really that much of a plot there. And then the last subplot was Ozzy picking up his boyfriend from Canada that just breaks up with him at the end of the episode, and that's the whole thing. So it wasn't really that great of an episode. The bright spots again go to Kitty and Red, because this new cast just sometimes they do well, but sometimes it's just not it, man. So we're halfway through the season. Let's just get through the rest of it, and yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, season / part 2 of that 90s show. Episode 6. Fucking hell, my brain's just whatever. What is Love is what it was called. This episode was okay. There's 2 subplots this time. It was about Bob, Red, and Kitty teaching Leia how to drive, and that was kind of like a small subplot. And main plot was fucking all the kids and everything going to a party in the woods and shit, and the fact that Kelso was gonna tell Leia how that he loved her or whatever, but he's told a lot of women that he loved them, and now they think it's true, and yeah. It wasn't that great. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It was okay, but it was pretty middle, honestly, of the season. Let's just get to the next one, because we're 5 episodes into this season, or part, or whatever. There's 3 episodes left, so let's just get it over with. Alright, season 2, part 2, what the fuck ever, freaking episode number 6, that 90s show. This episode was called I Can See Clearly Now. It was so boring. It was so boring, dude. It's not keeping a consistent fucking run. It's so... I don't understand why it has to fucking be like this. It's so irritating. Because there'll be some episodes that are okay or really good. And there's just some that are so fucking boring. Like, oh my god. This one was so goddamn boring. Fucking Gwen gets goddamn, like, taken into mall police custody and gets interrogated and then gets mad at her mom. That's just, and fucking then the Kelso motherfucker, he sits there and apologizes to every girl that he said that he loved and didn't mean to say that. I got my brain, dude. This is my brain. Like, this show is just not funny sometimes. Like, there's sometimes where the show is okay or really good, but then there's just sometimes where it's unfunny and boring. Like, this is one of those times. Like there was a whole plot about Kitty talking to this medicologist or what the fuck ever, and he's just a coke addict. Like, that's the joke. It's not funny. It's not, dude. Oh, let's just get to the next one. There's 2 more to go. And I can give my fucking conclusion here. On to the next episode, episode number 7. Alright, season / part 2, episode fucking 7 of That 90s Show. This episode is called Baby, Baby, Baby. I fucking, oh my god. It's just getting more boring by the, like, episode. Like, come on. Jesus, this just really needs to pick up on the last episode, because, man, I'm getting annoyed here at this point. My conclusion's not going to be too fucking great. That's the case. Oh, fucking plot was about Nikki, like, missing her period, so she thought she was pregnant, and she wasn't. Basically the gist of it. Should mention that Nikki and fucking Nate have been fucking, basically, like, so it, like, nothing from the last episode of fucking season / part 1 had any relevance to this season / part, because legitimately fucking the cliffhanger of, oh, the love triangle that didn't really go over too much. Like, the cliffhanger was stupid because it didn't fucking last all but 2 episodes. And then fucking we're sitting here, and the thing that they do the change fucking with Nikki and Nate being broken up is quickly, like, only lasts like 1 episode, because then they just start having sex again in secret, and now it's not a big secret, and I don't like, what is going on? Like, I'm so lost. I am so lost, dude. Like, actually, it's actually frustrating. Like, this is just so fucking actually frustrating at this point, because there's been no reason for season 1 to barely even, like, any of those storylines to barely even matter in season 2 is actually irritating. Like, that's not what sitcoms are supposed to do. That's, you don't just throw shit at the wall and to see if it fucking sticks. You have to actually do good, like with a sitcom, man. I should know. I've reviewed multiple, you know? I've reviewed multiple. Like, this is getting frustrating. The other plot line in this fucking episode was Kelso and Leia. Basically, they wanted to take their relationship to the next level and fucking do it, and they don't. But that also leads Red to where he has heart palpitations and needs to go to the hospital. And that leads Red to realizing he didn't want to leave anything on the table, so he gets him and Kitty fucking tickets to Paris. So, yeah. It's fucking, oh my god. This show better get so much better during the last episode of this season / part, because if not, I'm gonna be really fucking irritated that I've sat here and watched another kind of lackluster season with a couple bright spots. Like, this is not good. Like, it's getting really irritating. But on that note, let's get to the last episode of this season / part / what the fuck ever. Hopefully it's good. Hope for fucking Lee. Let's get to it. Alright. Fucking season / part 2, that 90 show, episode 8. I just fucking, oh my god, dude. Like, why? Just, I'll get to my conclusion after this, of course, but I'm just gonna talk about the episode, then I'll get to my conclusion, because I'm kind of frustrated right now. Fucking episode was about Red and Kitty going on a flight to Paris and everything. So they put Bob in charge, and the gang hatch a plan to get Bob away from them, so that way they could be alone. And they accidentally start a party or whatever, and that fucking happens. Okay, party goes fine. We'll talk about the end of the episode when it gets to the part of the end of the episode. Red's afraid of airplanes, so that's his main plot, and he doesn't want to go on the airplane. And for some fucking reason, this goddamn, you know, I actually need to see what his fucking name is, because this fucking comedian, for some reason, guest stars. And I don't know why. There's multiple guest stars, by the way. It's not just one fucking guest star. There's multiple fucking guest stars at this point. Oh my god. This episode was called fucking, goddamn Friends in Low Places, by the way. I forgot to mention it, because, you know, I'm just not with it, man. I'm just not with it. Matt Rife was, for some reason, was in this episode, and he's like this germaphobe pilot that, like, is just there. It's like he's just there, and it's like, I don't understand why. He has nothing to do. Like, he's not even, I mean, the original show had, like, celebrity guest appearances, but, like, this wasn't a cool celebrity guest appearance. Like, the other one I'm gonna talk about later, but this wasn't really a cool celebrity guest appearance, so it wasn't really needed. So it just wasn't needed. And then they end up fucking inviting Leo to their party, so Leo returns, and that's something. Red and Kitty end up going on their flight, by the way, there was no fucking saying no to that. That was gonna happen. They go to Paris or whatever. Let's talk about the fucking ending, though, because they go back to the, like, house or whatever, and everything's clean or whatever. And Leo's still there, and they just hear a fucking car go through the house, and fucking it's Jay Muse and fucking Kevin Smith. Which is relevant to the show because they were big in the 90s, but still, why? They're not even playing themselves. They're playing Sonny and Butch. I can't even make this shit up. And apparently they're Leo's, like, Sonny is Leo's kid, and Sonny is fucking Kevin Smith. So I don't even know, man. And then Bob gets back and sees the whole thing, and it just ends. It just ends like that. The whole Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes thing, that was cool. Like, that's fine. But, like, everything else, I don't know. This episode was just kind of meh, too. Like, I don't know. Let's just get on to my fucking conclusion. That was a review of that episode. I need to talk about this show and actually get my thoughts out, because I just... oh, man, this sucked. Alright, on to the conclusion of this shit show. I'm honestly disappointed again. There were some bright spots. Mitch returning, the Jay and Silent Bob cameo, pretty much. Some of the old cast returning for a couple episodes. Red and Kitty were mainly the bright spots, and Bob was a bright spot too. But I don't know. It's just... this show has a Netflix stigma to it. Like, it just... there's some parts that are kind of funny, and the new actors can make the line delivery funny. Like, Leia has made a couple lines, or the actress who plays Leia has made a couple lines funny. And I've laughed when she's made a joke, because she reminds me of a mix of Eric and Donna. So that doesn't... I don't have a problem with that actress. I don't really have a problem with that, because it makes sense. Her character actually makes sense. Every other character just is so forced Netflix comedy. It isn't that funny, you know? Like, it isn't something that I could sit back and watch over again. Like, it isn't... like, I feel like some of these episodes I've watched, and that's the only time I'm ever going to watch them, because it's just so boring sometimes. And that's not what fucking a predecessor is supposed to do, because the original show I could watch over and over again, besides the last season. That season's fucking terrible. But I could watch most of it over and over again and still have a good laugh now and then. This fucking sucks, dude. Because you'll get a laugh every, like, fucking once in a blue moon, like, at that point. Like, it's it's not that great of a revival series, and I've seen people say that it's the best revival series, but I just don't think it is. It's got so, like, it doesn't feel like that 70s show adjacent. Like, it doesn't have that spark. It's really just, it upsets me too. Like, it does upset me because of the fact that I love the original show so much, and I'm sitting here watching this revival series, hoping, it'll be something new and good for the series, and it's just not that great. And it upsets me. It really does. Like, honestly, like, this shit is frustrating. It's really frustrating. Apparently, the next season, part 3, is supposed to come out in October of this year. Now, by the time this is being released, it will probably already have been released. I probably will be recording, knowing me, I'll probably be recording a review for that series. Probably it's already done by the time this is released, or working on getting done. I'm hoping, I'm really, like, for the love of God, if it's just gonna have the same comedy that I've dealt with for the past 2 seasons or parts or what the fuck ever, that's really gonna be painful. Like, I need this to be enjoyable to watch, and it's really hard because most of it is not that enjoyable. Like, there's some bright spots, like I've said, but like the bright spots can only do so much in the actual show. It can't carry a show. That the bright spots cannot carry a show, whether you like it or not. It cannot just carry a show like this. And that's what I think Netflix doesn't understand. So, on that note, my conclusion, I think this show, if it doesn't get better by the next season that comes out in October, then I really think, like, I'll still cover it. I'll still cover it the entire way. But I really don't think it's going to get any better. I hope that's not the case. I hope there's way more bright spots. I hope this show gets to be where it's as good as the original. Or even close. Not even just close to good as the original. You know? But it's not looking that way. And I gotta think realistically, if this next season is the same way, then I don't think it's going to live up to that 70s show. Because just that 90s show is just not it sometimes. Like, it's so hard to watch. Like, I've done this in a day, because there was only 8 episodes. I was like, you know what? I'll take a whole day. And it's just, it wasn't that fun, you know? You know, I am the guy that has the tendency to not have that much fun when I'm, like, recording some of these fucking reviews, because I've recorded multiple seasons of bad shows, you know? But, you know, I thought maybe they could improve on the first season of this and make it to where I could have an enjoyable review experience. But it's just more Netflix lackluster comedy. Like, it's not good. It's really not good. And, I really don't have anything else to say about it, because if I talk more about it, it's honestly kind of gotta be depressing, you know? Like, this show is just not it, and I guess I'll see you guys for the next fucking That 90s Show review. I'm hoping it's better, but you know, who fucking knows at this point? Who fucking knows? Because my God, this has been a bad experience. But on that note, thank you guys for watching this Austintheartist review, and see you next time. Peace.
Hanging out.